you caught me. I was just finishing up my last drink. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second edition of Risque Business. I am your host, Risa Risque. Thank you all for joining me this evening. We decided to kind of push it back, Risque Business, to Saturdays at 9 o'clock. So you get a special treat this month. We only had one Risque Business last month in July, at the very end of July, exactly 4 weeks ago. And this month for August, you get Risque Business tonight and another edition of Risque Business next Saturday night at 9 o'clock. And that is because I'm not 100% sure if we're going to have a Risque Business in September. That's going to just kind of be a we'll see sort of thing. And I think that if you want to see some more Risque Business, you could go onto our YouTube, Blacklist Babes Cabaret, go onto YouTube and give this a thumbs up and a like. I see a lot of you have joined me. Oh, thank you, thank you. I see that you love my outfit. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So again, if you like Risque Business, this is kind of the offshoot. You know, we always have our Blacklist Babes Cabaret shows and Risque Business. I just sort of started last month, and you know, I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and keep that going. So if you all like it, then definitely share, like, comment, and maybe I'll do another one in September as well. But this month you get back-to-back Risque Business. As always, we are an unscripted, unedited, live, completely live show. And the best part about Risque Business is you get to be a part of the action. So if you joined me for last month's Risque Business, the very first one, our special guest that month was April Fresh. If you follow April Fresh, again, just a reminder, follow April Fresh on Instagram, follow April Fresh on Facebook. April Fresh just had some new merch coming out, so we definitely want to, contribute to that because she is another working artist in this town that has been displaced by this wonderful pandemic. But now she's finally actually getting back to business. And I just went to her comedy brunch last Sunday at the Parliament House, and it was a ton of fun. So you definitely want to follow her. So she was our very first guest, and our guest tonight, we're going to have the fabulous Miss Cherry Poppins from the Blacklist Babes. So I do have a couple of fun guests lined up for you all in the future. I don't want to give anything away, but we've got some really amazing and very exciting Risque guests. So the best part about Risque Business is that I make a cocktail for you, just like we used to do in Thirsty Thursday. And then I also sing a song for you. Our guest sings a song. We do a little bit of light burlesque cabaret or drag or what have you, depending on what, special guests that I do have. And then we talk Risque Business. So I've got a bunch of questions that you guys put in to ask my guests. But the best part about it is, since I have my phone right here handy, if you guys have some questions that you want to ask myself or Cherry Poppins, nothing is off the table. Of course, if we decide hey, we don't want to answer that, all we have to say is pass, and that's fine. You don't get to get all the answers that you want all the time. But I'll tell you what, if you want to throw some tips our way, and as you can see scrolling down here at the bottom, we've got all of our social media information, but you'll see our Venmo and our Cash App. So if you want to donate to our little cabaret tonight, just throw a little something our way. We appreciate it. We understand that not everybody's fully functioning and working back again, so this is a free show, of course. But if you want to tip us, that's wonderful. And if you have a question that you really, really want to ask, and you want to make sure that it gets answered, definitely tip. I'll be able to see it right away, and I'll know that that's the question. My partner in the back, Levi Stretch, is also going to be posting questions that you guys ask on YouTube and on Facebook. That way, if there's any questions that haven't already been pre-asked that are in my little cauldron waiting over there, then you guys get to ask questions too. And again, don't be shy. Don't worry about is this too weird or odd or whatever. It can be anything. Risque Business means anything from risque to business. So you can ask something about burlesque, about bartending, about being in the burlesque industry, about being in the exotic dance world, for example. Ask us anything. Ask us something about our pets or where we get our outfits, for example. So it's all up to you. This is half my show, but it's half yours too. So just keep that in mind while we're going through our performances. Get those questions ready because we're going to be answering them all tonight. All right? So, and the very top of Risque Business, we always make a cocktail. And back in the days when we were doing Thirsty Thursdays, which some of the episodes are still available on our Instagram, I used to make like just a random drink with whatever I had in my house. That's called like hashtag quarantine queen. Like whatever you have food wise and drink wise, you just go and make it. So I just so happened to have stuff to make a sparkling sangria. I didn't actually have to buy anything today. So we're going to go ahead and make sparkling sangria tonight. And I'm going to have Levi Stretch pull up that recipe and we'll get started. So for the sparkling sangria, you're going to want some sparkling wine, vodka, triple sec, or any other sort of cordial that you prefer, any sort of juice that you prefer, and of course, fruit. So you've got your sparkling wine, your vodka, your triple sec, your juice, and your fruit. Let's get started. All right, thank you, Levi Stretch. Okay, so got all my wonderful cocktail recipes or ingredients for the recipe right over here. So we're gonna go ahead and start. The last time that I did an April Fresh cocktail, which was a very like sunny cocktail with a little bit of amaretto orange juice, and I had, I believe, some vodka. There was just some random stuff. I don't even remember. I just randomly made it up. I gave you guys ingredients and as far as like how to actually mix it up. But this time I just showed you what ingredients to use because I realized that, you know what, while we're at home, make it as strong as you want. And that's what we're going to do tonight. All right. So I've got my sensible wine glass as usual. I feel like this light is so bright, I might change it in between. All right. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take our vodka. Any vodka that you like. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so just whatever vodka you like. I'm not going to tell you what to use. This is just what was on sale. All right. And so if you don't have a measuring cup at home or jigger as they're called, you can use a shot glass. That's fine. This is 1 ounce. So I'm going to do 2 because I'm probably going to sip on this drink for the rest of the show. Maybe a little more just because. Boop. All right, so that was like 2.5 there, 2.5 ounces. Like I said, you're not going anywhere. You're staying in tonight, right? You're watching me. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of triple sec to kind of sweeten it up there. I like triple sec, but you can really use any sort of cordial. I'm going to do a full 1 ounce of this one because we did 2.5 ounces of our vodka. There's like hardly anything in there. So goodbye. I also like to use sometimes like you can use like a strawberry cordial or blackberry if you kind of want it a little more savory. This is going to be a little sweet because we're using triple sec. Then we're going to fill it up with your sparkling wine. Now, if you're making just a regular glass for yourself, that's not like this giant glass that I got for my birthday a couple years ago. Thank you, Miss Victoria Reno. You kind of want to do just more like a splash or like, you know, just a little bit to kind of get the bubbly flavor on top. But tonight, this is what we're doing. And then any sort of juice that you want. Normally, I prefer like a guava juice or pineapple or something, but I just happen to have OJ from a brunch that I had a while ago. So hopefully it's still good. Yes, it's still good. Check the expiration date. Give it a sniff. All right. And just give it like a little bit of color there. And of course, it wouldn't be sangria without a little fruit. And what fruit do I have in my fridge right now? I've got some cherries, which would be weird because cherries have pits in them. I have some kiwis, which can't exactly throw in. That would also be odd. But I do have some grapes. So I'm just going to throw some grapes in. I'm just going to throw them all in. Fun fact about these grapes, I was super excited when I bought them and I wasn't looking at what they were, and they do have seeds in them. And I was so excited when I got home that I washed them and I immediately put them in my mouth, and then I heard that disgusting crunch, and I was like, oh my God, I got grapes full of seeds. What did I do? So now I'm just gonna cut them open and peel out the grape or the seeds and then eat the rest of them. But they're gonna be great for sangria. All right, so we got everything in here: our vodka, our triple sec, our juice, our fruit, and of course our sparkling wine. And cheers, everybody, to risque business. Delicious. Okay, so, oh my God, you guys are so sweet. And thank you so much for all the wonderful comments. I love watching this. All right, so I guess it's time. It's time to start the cabaret portion of this, isn't it? I think it is. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the first guest, me. All right, let me just push this out of the way, and I'm going to sing a song for you, and then we're going to bring on our next guest. One more for good measure. All right, on to our next guest, Levi Stretch. If you could please pull up that screen. I got a body full of liquor with a cocaine kicker, and I'm feeling like I'm 30 feet tall. So lay down, lay down. You got your legs up in the sky with the devil in your eyes. Let me hear you say you want it all. Say now, say now. Look what you're doing. Look what you've done. But in this jungle you can run. Cause what I got for you, I promise it's a killer. You'll be banging on my chest. Bang, bang, gorilla. Don't look like you care. You just smiling, baby. Tell me it's yours. Cause you know how I like it. You's a dirty little lover. If the neighbors call the cops, call the sheriff, call the SWAT, we don't stop. We keep rocking till they knocking down our door. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, motherfucker. Look what you're doing. Look what you've done. But in this jungle you can run. Cause what I got for you, I promise is a killer. You'll be banging on my chest. Bang, bang, gorilla. Give it up for me, Risa Risque. And if you liked it, you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok, although I'll tell you, there's a lot more stuff on Instagram. And you can definitely donate to the Blacklist Babes. The tips are split evenly tonight between myself and Cherry Poppins. You've got my Venmo and my Cash App right here. So again, thank you for joining us in this all live show. I'm going to grab another drink because I think it's about time to bring on our next guest. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at this live here and see who's saying what. Now, don't forget, as soon as Miss Cherry Poppins is done, we're going to get right into that Q&A section. So get those questions ready and send us a few little tips if you liked it. Definitely like our YouTube video and share us as well. All right, Blacklist loves you. And guess what? Blacklist loves Cherry Poppins. Take it away, Cherry.
There's some whores in this house. 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 Certified freak, 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy make that pull-out game weak. Yeah, 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 yeah. You fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, catch a charge. Extra large, extra hard. Put this pussy in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Pop on top, I wanna ride. I do a Kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. Pussy is wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play. I'll wear a disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream, make me scream. Out in public, make a scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Gobble me, swallow me, drip down the side of me. Quick jump out before you let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I ran down for him for a hand running me. Talk your shit, bite your lip. Ask for a car while you ran that dick. You really ain't never got a fucking for a thing. He already made his mind up for a king. Now get your boots and your coat for this wet ass pussy. Bought a phone just for pictures of this wet ass pussy. Pay tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Make it rain if you wanna see some wet ass pussy. I need a hard hitter, need a deep stroker, need a heavy drinker, need a weed smoker, need a garden snake, not a king cobra with a hook in it. Hope it lean over, he got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Pussy ain't one, that's like it's credit. He got a beard, well I'm trying to wet it. I let him taste it, now he diabetic. I don't want to spit, I want to gulp, I want to gag, I want to choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that swing in the back of my throat. My head game is fire, Punani Dasani, going and dry, anytime I'm doggy. I ride on that thing like the cops is behind me. Spit on his mic, now he tryna sign me. Your Honor, I'm a freak, bitch. Handcuffs, leashes, switch my wig, make him feel like he cheating. Put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beat. In the food chain, I'm the one that eat ya. If he ate my ass, he's a bottom feeder. Big D, stand for big demeanor. I can make you bust before I ever meet ya. If it don't hang, then it can't bang. You can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. If you When I ride the dick, I'ma spill money. Hey, bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. I'm talking wop, wop, wop. That's some wet ass pussy. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet ass pussy.
I muted myself because I was like, I was literally like, oh my God, the whole time. I can't stand this. I gotta fix this. Okay, there we go. Woo! Well,
Like-
bright. Sorry, guys. Live theater, right? So sometimes you notice that your lights are a little too bright. All right. Well, cheers, bitch. Oh shit! I just got a little driplet on my laptop. All right. So this is the portion of the show where we Q&A it all. As I had mentioned before, that I know for real, like,
bitch, it's so hot. My lace is like melting.
let me just go ahead. If you could feel this right now, this is for you. Because that was a wop for sure.
They should change it to damp ass pussy for fucking Florida, man, because the humidity is horrendous.
Yeah, the humidity titties. Let me tell you, humidity titties. We know all about that here in Florida. If you're not in Florida right now, because I know we do have some people that are watching from overseas, which thank you so much. I know one person in particular who said that they were gonna wake themselves up because this is like 3 o'clock in the morning for them, but they set their alarm to watch our shows. So here's to you, my love. You know who I'm talking about. And I just want to say thank you so much for waking up in the middle of the night to watch us. But if you're here in Florida, it's hot as fuck. So yeah, damp ass pussy is more like it. That's for sure. Yeah. And I want to just say a huge, like how amazing that was. Diana said amazing on our live feed. And it really was like, you just were like, I'm going to do this song, but as a throwdown version. And that was absolutely beautiful. So I also want to say like, wow, fucking amazing. What a fun song.
Yeah, I looked all over YouTube to find like free use instrumentals, and like my Spotify algorithm is so fucked because I was looking at all these like different genres from like 20s to like 50s doo-wop barbershop to like wedding music to like I don't even know.
I get it. It never makes any sense when I go back into my, especially when I'm on Spotify or Amazon, especially like, I'll be like, okay, because sometimes I'm like, I'm looking for Broadway songs or I'm looking for musical theater songs, or sometimes I'm just like, I'm in the mood for like some old school emo just to listen to. And yeah. So anyways, moving beyond that, what are you doing there? What are you making there?
I've just been steadily adding more Malibu to, actually, I got this at Save-A-Lot the other day, and it's really good.
It's so good. That is the shit.
Mango and Malibu.
Hell yeah, mango and Malibu.
I've lost count of how much alcohol is in this. I'm feeling it.
That's okay. That's what we do here at Risa Risque. So normally our show runs about an hour-ish. So if you guys hang tight until about 10:15, unless things go a little longer, but I don't know if they actually will. So either way, you know, I will say that this is the time that we have some drinks and we get right into it. I'm very excited to have you as my guest here because, you know, I don't know if you're okay with me telling this story. If you're not, just do one of these, okay? So anytime you don't want to answer a question or don't want to talk about it, you just do one of these, okay? Like, nope, okay? But I want to tell the audience out there Everybody sort of knows already, I think, for the most part, that you're like my burlesque baby. And, we sort of became friends because I was brought in as a teacher slash expert, I guess, in burlesque. And basically, actually, yes. So I was brought in just kind of like, hey, Levi Stretch, will you do one thing super, super quick and pull up that recipe really quick? Pull up that recipe really, really quick. Thank you so much. All right. I want to remind everybody what they're drinking tonight and, make sure that you all got your drinks. Okay. Pull that back down. And then you said that you're drinking some Malibu and mango. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Or something.
We had just a tiny technical difficulty. Remember, guys, this is live, completely live. So when things happen, we got to improvise. All right. And thankfully, we've got Levi Stretch in the back. So cheers, cheers, cheers.
Yeah.
And back to my story. So I was brought in as sort of like this person, we're just starting the group years and years ago. It was like, we're just starting a burlesque group. Will you come in and assist with, lessons and just assist, assist with the group, yada, yada. And I was in the group as well. And from that point on, you had a different burlesque name.
Yeah, Miranda Wrights.
Miranda Wrights. And then you decided to change your burlesque name because at the time it was extremely fitting to your situation.
Yes.
Because at the time, Miss Cherry Poppins had not actually popped her cherry.
Yeah, fair.
So that's sort of, and you were like, here's what I think. I love Mary Poppins. And I'm still a virgin. And you were a virgin at burlesque, which worked on another level. Mm-hmm. And so you named yourself Cherry Poppins.
Oh my God. It was actually also, I got that idea actually in high school before I knew that I would ever do burlesque. With acting class, we were doing skits from that play The Outsider, and there was this character called Cherry Valance. And I was like, what if we named her Cherry Poppins? Blah! Jokes on me, motherfuckers. I became Cherry Poppins later.
And then you became Cherry Poppins. That's amazing. That is so great. So I wanted to kind of throw out that little random story because I thought it's really funny looking back now. How many years have you been doing burlesque at this point?
Since 2015. So
yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. It doesn't even seem like it's that. It doesn't even seem like that because if people go back to the Blacklist Babes Facebook page and they look at our old pictures from like 2015, 2016 to now, you didn't want to perform at that time. You just wanted to be the kitten. So even looking at your pictures of your costume and your hair and everything to like, you just were like, I'm coming out. Like you were like, that's it. I'm done being this like stage kitten. And your bleach blonde hair with the curl.
Yeah.
Now you're over here singing like Cardi B Cabaret, basically.
Oh my God, that would be such a good idea for a show. Like to turn all of Cardi B's songs into like Broadway or like piano bar type of like music.
Well, I can't claim that idea. I'm gonna say that's Diana's idea. She already dropped it here in the comments. So I took that from her actually. So that's a really good idea. But she said it's a lovely combo of your humor and showcasing your amazing voice. So
thank you, Diana.
So I think it's about time to pull some questions out of the cauldron here.
Yes.
All right. So I've got a couple questions laid out to the side, which were questions that you actually asked for the first Risque Cabaret, Risque Business. But we're just going to go ahead and pull some questions out. Now, I've told everybody in the audience before, you all actually put these questions in here. And if you have a question that you want to drop that's not actually in here, please ask away. Levi Stretch will pull it up. I can see some questions here. I can't see all. So definitely would love for you guys to go ahead and like drop some comments here. But I'm going to go ahead and pull one out. And this time, in comparison to last time, I went ahead and I decided to color code them so I know which ones are the sexy ones, which ones are so we've got different ones. We got sexy, we've got curious, which is just like, just tell me about you or your life. And then we've just got like random, which is just like, tell me about this thing. All right.
Okay.
So the first, and again, if you've never seen Risque Business before and you're just now joining us, I don't know what the questions are. Cherry doesn't know what the questions are. And we will get to the question that just came up live in just a moment, but I just pulled this one. And again, we're just answering this randomly. So here we go.
Oh, shit.
And this one actually came up on the last one, which is super cute. Name your first celebrity crush. What was your first fantasy about them?
Oh my God. Okay, I don't know why this was the first one that came to mind, but you remember, have you ever watched Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire?
Of course. I think we all have at this point.
So I had a huge crush on the dude that played Victor Crumb. I think his name is like Stanislav Janevsky. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm butchering it. I'm butchering the fuck out of it. But he was beautiful. And so I just kind of like pictured myself as like Hermione at the Yule Ball, like dancing.
That was your fantasy, like dancing?
I mean, also like I wanted to make out with him because I'm like, oh my God, he's so hot. But yeah, that's the first one I can think of, but I'm sure there's like other ones, earlier crushes, but I don't know why my mind went straight to Harry Potter. But that's my final answer.
I just think that's pretty on brand for you to just go right to Harry Potter. Well, that's super cute, and I think I told you guys, if you saw the first one, my first like celebrity crush I remember was Carrie Elwes, who was the in The Princess Bride. So the Dread Pirate Roberts. I was really into that, like masked man who was like full of danger. And then I think I said Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing. Obviously, I think a lot of ladies felt feelings, or people, not ladies, but everybody in general felt feelings when they saw that movie at some point. So yeah, I think I already answered that, but I will reiterate that those were probably my two. And I don't know if I, looking back, like who was my first celebrity crush, those are the two that stick out to me the most for sure. Oh, but since we're on the subject, now that I'm thinking about it, celebrity crush, these all come from movies, so that tells you a lot about my life. If you've ever watched the movie Willow, which is also another like 80s movie, super fantasy. If you haven't seen it, you fucking need to see it, because
I need to see it. I love 80s and I love fantasy.
Oh my God. And if you love Harry Potter, you would love Willow. It's so ridiculous. It's an epic story.
Yeah.
And there is a Val Kilmer plays again another bad boy. So I guess I had a thing for bad boys when I was younger, but he was another bad boy, and Val Kilmer was like this like bad boy who basically won over the princess's heart, of course. And he was just like total scum. Like the first scene that you see him, he's like in a jail, and I remember back then being like, oh my God, he had like super long, stringy, gross hair, because it was supposed to be, I guess, Renaissance era-ish fantasy world. Either way. So I'm going to throw that one in the ring as well. We'll see how big my list grows by the end of these risque businesses. But we've got a question from Nikki Fontaine. Did you rearrange that whole song yourself, Cherry? That was amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yes and no. I mean, the lyrics aren't mine, but I literally printed this out at work, and then highlighted the parts I would sing, and then like crossed out the ones that I would omit, just so that like the words would flow easier with the instrumental. So yes and no. It was a process.
It was a process, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with printing, and that's all about risque business, right? Like sometimes you got to print lyrics at work. I have done it so many times. I printed like set lists at work for our burlesque shows, and people knew what we were using the printers for. They might not want us to have access to their printers.
Educational purposes, of course.
Oh, are you worried that Ben Shapeward is going to take that performance as a personal attack? That's
Oh
really
my God, I would be so flattered.
Oh man, Chef Boyardee D-Bag is one of my favorite. He's Chef Boyardee. Well, I say he, but I guess I don't really know. So they're literally like Chef Boyardee D-Bag. I won't tell you like live on the fucking show right now. Cheers to you because not only has your name like made us laugh so many times, but the things that you say have been fucking amazing.
Oh my God, there was this meme on Facebook today, speaking of Chef Boyardee, that was like something about people were trying to cook in the kitchen, and it was like Chef Boyardee's bitches are so dumb. This is so stupid.
That is the dumbest thing ever. Of course.
I love puns.
I love it. This is all I have to say about Ben Shapeward is if you have a problem with the song that Sherry sang, the wet ass pussy. I literally went back today because when you said I'm gonna sing that song, I went back and I was like, okay, well I should sing something very sexual and sexy too. It's risque business, right? Let's do this. But I went through so many songs in so many years, and I Googled so many things that was like, what's the top, songs about sex? I went all the way back to like the 40s, the 30s. It was like, this is about sex. This is about sex. This is about sex. Like the things that you don't even realize that are about sex are about sex. So I don't want to hear anything about anything from anybody, but it doesn't matter because that song that you sang so beautifully, one in a million songs that have come and down the line about sex and pussies. Okay.
Yeah.
We all love it. And we all sing about it. So on to the next question. All right. Okay.
Oh God, what is it?
All right. I've got two that I pulled out here. This is a good one. So I'm going to do this one. So here we go. What do audience members need to stop doing? This is a general question. As a burlesque performers, what do audience members need to stop doing? And we'll make this one kind of short because I got another good sexy one coming up here.
Oh, sexy one. I've never really personally been in a situation where an audience member was like rude or cross any boundaries. But I mean, I can certainly list like things that they shouldn't do. Like, don't try to ask for real names. Don't try to ask for our phone numbers. Don't try to touch us while we're past like walking around. Like, don't try to just don't be a creep. Don't be a dick.
I like that. Yeah, no, I think those are all super valid. Like, don't try to touch us. I always say that at the beginning of the live shows, the in-person shows, not the live online shows, is that don't touch anybody. That's so rude. Don't touch anybody in general. Like that's not just a burlesque rule. That's a life rule. Don't just touch people, especially not now. Okay.
I can't believe I ever let people stand more than 6 feet closer to me. Like, I love this whole thing. Like distance, yes.
And somebody actually, Sorsha Mercy, shout out to my girl.
Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Like I have this like performer crush on her because like she is just so talented. She literally has no bad angle. All of her looks are killer. She's just beautiful. I like, oh my God, Sorsha, if you're watching this, I love you.
I'll tell her that she needs to watch it now for sure. But yeah, she posted something earlier on her Facebook and it was like, what's the most annoying thing that people can do at shows? And somebody said, not coming to a show without $1 to tip. And I gotta say that's a tough one because sometimes you forget to bring cash. But in this day and age of like virtual tipping, bitch, look down below. Get that Venmo, get that Cash App. Like if you forget to bring cash, you better just send somebody something electronically, okay? Just to say like, hey, thank you for putting yourself out there because people don't realize like how much work this actually is for us behind the scenes. And the one thing I said on the post was stop trying to get in free. All right? You're an audience member, stop trying to get in free. stop trying to sneak past or be like, I'm somebody's friend. Or, you know, if you're on the list, you're on the list. That's one thing. That's a completely different thing. But I had somebody literally walk by the doorman in one of our shows in the Milk District at the Iron Cow. And then later on, Levi Stretch went over and was like, hey, you didn't pay. And that person was like, oh, I thought you just let me in for free. Like, no. We didn't just let you in for free, okay? That was probably a mistake. And even if it was a mistake, you could just go back and be like, hey, do I need to pay? Side note. All right.
Yeah.
So here's that second question I pulled, which is pretty cute.
Ooh.
What celebrity, dead or alive, would you like to fuck? Dead or alive, so you can pick whatever you want.
Okay, alive.
Dead or alive, you would like to make out with, have sexual relationships with, have sexual relations with.
I would do despicable things to Henry Cavill, both as Henry Cavill and as Geralt.
Yeah.
From Jesus Christ. Also, like, my girl crush is Emma Watson. I would like to, like, she's just so beautiful and so intelligent and, like, oh my goodness, she's a treasure. Like,
it's going back to your Harry Potter days.
the Harry Potter was like an awakening for me, apparently, in every way.
So. All right, so Emma Watson, and I know how you have a thing for The Witcher. So
I'll do more than drop a coin to him.
Henry, yeah, drop a coin right in that ass. I know for sure though that like I don't know, like he was really hot as Superman too. I literally was just like, okay, stop being this attractive. I mean, all Supermen are attractive because they're supposed to be all American, you know, like perfect boy. But there was something about that performance that I was like, all right, this is the Superman I like. This is the one I like. This is the one I want.
Yes. all of it.
All right. So, what celebrity, dead or alive, would I like to do it with? Basically, the first thought in my head. I literally was like, okay, there's lots of celebrities that I would want to probably do it with, you know. But all right. I was thinking, okay, I'm taking too long to answer this.
No, it's okay.
Because I literally was like, oh, I have one. And then I was like, wait, no, there's so many more. Because then you start thinking about
a list of
yeah, there's a whole list. I think probably I would go, I know this is cliche, but I'd probably try to go ahead and do it with Kurt Cobain. I think I'd be interested in that.
Yeah.
You know, he seems super sensitive. He seems like he's been through a lot of stuff, so maybe he'd be down for like whatever. And then maybe he'd write a song about me. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. Oh, which Harry Potter house is the hottest?
Well, funny story. But when I first took the test, like years and years ago, and it would be the longer version because on Pottermore it's like the shortened version. I got Slytherin, and I was like, those are the bad guys. I'm gonna take it again and change the answers. And then I got Gryffindor, and I was like, wait, changing the answers on purpose is the most Slytherin thing I can do. So I'm just gonna embrace it.
So you feel like you're a Slytherin?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel the same. Like, I feel like when I took the test, I was like, I'm answering these questions because people have told me I'm a Slytherin. But my houses were so close together between Ravenclaw and Slytherin that then I got confused. And I was like, am I a Ravenclaw? Like, is this something that I would do also as a Ravenclaw? Like, would I also take like the majority of the educated votes and be like, well, these are the answers that would best suit me. So, I mean, I personally think that like I'm gonna continue with my vote for Slytherin on just being the hottest house and in general, you know. And then I'm gonna say Ravenclaw second because I still feel like that's pretty hot. Being smart is hot.
there's this version of the Pottermore test where they took all of the questions, and then after you take the test, it'll show you on the top of the screen like percentages of each house. And so I think I don't remember exact percentages, but I know mine was Slytherin, Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, and then like the least Hufflepuff. I'm like, oh, makes sense. I can see it.
Aw, so we're, again, just like mother-daughter, we're still alike. All right, so I got a really good live question here that didn't pop up here, so I'm gonna go ahead and try this. This is so good. This question comes from Mr. Ryan. Have you ever tried anal bleaching? And thoughts?
Wait, Ryan?
Just Ryan, Mr. Ryan. That's all we're gonna say.
Anal bleaching. Like, I certainly tried like creams that claim to anal bleach, because I'm like, oh my god, like watching porn, you see like pretty pink starfishes everywhere. And I'm like, oh my god, I want a pretty pink starfish. But like that is not feasible unless you go to a salon, spread them, and then like have someone all up in your business, which is like fine. But it's like hard to find a reputable salon that'll do that, I guess, because I don't want just anyone bleaching my asshole. Like, what if I get a reaction?
Okay, so all I will say about this is that I used to manage a local spa that I would also never suggest going to.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And if you want to know the name, you can just private message me. I'm not out here to, talk shit about people publicly like that. But I will say that one of the things that we offered was anal bleaching.
God damn.
And now this is not a slam against their anal bleaching, just a slam against don't go there. But long story short, there are definitely some great products that are out there that you could use to bleach your own butthole. But the one thing that I learned from working at this place was that anal bleaching is a lifelong experience. Okay, it's an adventure that you don't just take once and then that's it. You went on one time an adventure. It's something that you have to do over and over and over again to achieve your desired results.
Yeah.
So one of those things is like we would charge so much for the first anal bleaching, but then we'd be like, oh, but also if you want to keep your butthole pink, you need to buy this product, this product, this product, and this product, and then you need to apply it to your butthole every single day, sometimes twice a day, in order to keep that appearance up. Otherwise, your butthole's just gonna go back to the same color that it always was, which kind of made me believe at some point that, like, why bother putting all that effort in unless you're showing your butthole constantly? Like, I don't think that, like, I guess because I'm, in a relationship where I'm like, the color of my butthole doesn't really matter to me, at least. And even if it was like the weirdest color in the world, I'd be like, that's my butthole color, live with it, This is it. But I also understand that people want it to be a certain color. And so if you do want it to be a certain color, you fucking go for it. And but you also you got to be prepared for the upkeep.
Yeah. Oh god, the upkeep, like, so much. And like if you're not like a porn star, or you're not gonna be showing your butthole a lot, like, it's so much more trouble than it's worth.
I feel like that's the point. That's the bottom line. It's a lot more trouble than it's worth. But if you really want to go for it, you go for it. But you got to make sure it's just like anything else. Like I have my eyebrows tattooed. That's an upkeep. I have my lips tattooed. That's an upkeep. You got to be prepared for your upkeep when you go down that road.
Yeah.
Of bleaching. Anyways, So the next question is marry, fuck, kill, which is so good. I love this. This might have to be a risque business, like.
Oh no.
Marry, fuck, kill, Harry Potter, Witcher, Princess Bride.
Oh shit.
Oh, this is hard. Oh, wait. I already know my answer. Would you like to answer first?
I'm still thinking, so answer.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and marry Princess Bride. I know it seems lame, but like, facts are she's got a kingdom. you know, she's got horses. Shit's okay in that world. So we're gonna go ahead and marry Princess Bride.
Okay.
We're obviously gonna fuck the Witcher. Obviously. Listen, we can't marry the Witcher. Okay, he's got a lot of issues. He's emotionally unavailable.
Type.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, but we have to fuck him. Obviously.
We cannot.
I'm sorry, but go ahead and kill Harry Potter, not just because Harry Potter is wonderful, but just kill Harry Potter for the writer that doesn't believe that trans people are people. Okay? So let's just go ahead and just kill the writer of Harry Potter. Everything else can stay though.
Yeah, kill whatever JK's whatever.
Yeah, kill her, but keep everything else about it.
Yeah. I've only seen Princess Bride like a few times, not as much as I've seen Harry Potter. So like, I'm gonna have to kill Princess Bride just because I'm not as familiar.
I get it.
And then Witcher, I'm going to screw him. I'm gonna fuck him. But he's like emotionally unavailable, and he always gets himself into trouble. Granted, Harry also does too, but he has like magic and shit. And like Witcher only has like himself. Like what are like I don't know. I don't feel as secure. So like I'll marry Harry Potter for the security, I guess. I'll fuck the Witcher and like kill Princess Bride, but like sorry.
That's okay. Killing Princess Bride is totally fine. I get it. All right. So let's go ahead and grab a question out of the cauldron. When of course Levi is doing oh man, I got another good one before we actually go on to cauldron again. I love this. We're finally getting more questions, which is wonderful. We also had some really funny questions for April, but that was our first one. So I think it's really fun. Thank you guys for sending some questions in. And I'm hoping that you actually watch this. Otherwise, we'll have to move on. But which Umbrella Academy sibling would you be and why?
Oh, shit. Okay, so I've only watched a few episodes, but I did take like one of those BuzzFeed quizzes. And it told you like what mix of two characters are you? And I was definitely Klaus. Is Klaus the one that's like he can speak to the dead? Really like rocker, like that one. And then fuck, I forgot the other one. I don't know enough about it to make like a super educated answer. But Klaus is like my favorite so far.
Klaus is honestly everybody's favorite. Everybody loves Klaus, and I think that's wonderful. And I love that Klaus gets that love that he honestly does deserve as a character. So I won't spoil it for you. You still have to get through it. So I'll just answer in my opinion as well. But I think if I was any Umbrella Academy sibling, this is a really hard one for me because I do love the show and I watched both seasons. And I would say that I'm similar to Klaus. I do love talking to the dead, and I love that pansexual, like freedom that he has. But sometimes I wonder if I feel like you like everything about every single character, and sometimes I wonder, I'm like, am I like number 5? Am I like a little bit of a dick sometimes? And I'm very like, here we are, and this is the steps that we have to take, and if we're not doing it, then we're doing it wrong, a little bit anal in that sense, like kind of an asshole. But I also, not Vanya, but the other sister that's like really involved in, or at least in the second season, that she's very involved in social injustices and standing up for people. Like there's also that part of me that's like, well, maybe I'm a little bit of that, And of course, Diego, because like, I know it sounds lame, but like sometimes I'm like, Diego's the worst, but he's also like, there's a part of him, he just wants to like protect his family. And I'm like, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a part of me that's like that too. So yeah, I gotta say that there's a little bit of those characters that I love more than all of them, I should say.
Yeah.
All right, I love this one. If you were a bender in the Avatar universe, what would your element be?
I'm gonna go with air. I'm an air sign. I'm a Gemini. I feel like it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with air. It's an easy answer for like.
What would you do with your air sign? What would you do? Like, how would you use that?
Oh my god, I don't know. Like the Umbrella Academy, I only watched a few episodes of Avatar as well, so I don't know that much. It was just easy for me to say air sign because Gemini astrology. I do know Fire Nation's bad, right? I mean, that's what everyone like says.
Yes, the Fire Nation is supposed to be like the bad ones.
But they seem pretty cool. Like, not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. Fire is also pretty cool. I don't know. Oh man, this is a tough decision.
That is a tough decision. I have watched a little bit more of that, but I'm the same. I'm like, I don't know if I would. Obviously, you want to be the last Avatar. You want to like have every single, power. And I'm a water sign, so I would definitely be, in my head, I'm like, well, I would probably want to use the water. There's literally water all around us, so no matter what you do, even if there's not fire necessarily, like, which I'm like, okay, fire, but I could just reach into the earth or the air or the sky and be like, here's some water, fuck you.
Bitches.
Listen, I'm full of water. Here it is. Oh my God. Marry, fuck, kill, Zodiac, BuzzFeed quizzes, Pottermore house sorter. Can I just like kill them all? Because they're all the worst sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You spelled Zodiac very interestingly, which is great. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I have to say marry Zodiac, fuck a BuzzFeed quiz, and still I'm gonna kill that Pottermore house sorter.
Yeah. I feel like same. I really like astrology, really into it. BuzzFeed quizzes are like hit or miss, so that's why like if I fuck it, I only fuck it once and like bye. I stand with the BuzzFeed quiz because sometimes their questions are ridiculous and so like stupid. And then
They are.
Pottermore is trash because J.K. Rowling.
And that's why you got to kill it.
Yeah, kill it with fire.
You got to kill it. All right. So, okay, I'm going to grab something out of, did I already grab something? Okay. I'm going to grab something out because I appreciate that you guys have actually been sending in some questions and we can go through these, but I'm going to grab something out of the cauldron. Oh, this is a cute one.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and put that one back. It's a sweet one, which is great, but like,
Oh my God, it's so humid in here. My chopstick is like. I'm just gonna take it off right now. Oh, there you go.
So I feel like we should answer this question that I did get live because the last two ones I pulled from the cauldron. So the question we got live was how many pets do you have? And then the question that I got from the cauldron was you just got a brand new pet, no limits. It can be any pet in the world. What pet is it and what is its name?
Oh shit. Oh,
so let's do this in a two-part. How many pets do you have that comes from the live? And then we'll move on to the fantasy question. So do you have any pets? I don't think you do, right? Do you?
I don't, but I used to have a dog and like a few fish. I kind of consider the neighborhood strays pets sometimes, but I don't have like a pet that I can call my own.
Okay. No. Well, if most of you don't know, I actually have 3 pets. I have a bearded dragon named Sophie, and she is she's shedding like crazy right now. So she loves when I sing, but she's been a little down just because anytime she sheds, she's just kind of like, leave me alone. And then I have a cat who is also a rescue / he was a stray. His name is Whiskey, and he is our first baby together. And then I have Raven, who we just adopted, and actually Raven's 3-month adoption day is today.
Oh, Raven!
Yeah, so Raven's I was gonna have a birthday party for her today, but we were so busy today, so we're probably gonna have a birthday party for her this week.
Yeah.
But yes. Oh, I love this. You guys are like I love that. Oh, yes. Answer all of these questions if you hear them and you answer them. And this is beautiful. Diana said that she would have a pangolin named Mr. Prickle Pants, who looks like he's nervously asking you to prom. That would be her fantasy pet. That's so cute.
So cute.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, answer these questions, guys. This is for you too. I love it. Okay, so back to you, Cherry. You just got a brand new pet. No limits. What kind of pet?
No limits.
What is it? What's its name?
Can it be like a fantasy, like an animal?
Anything you want. It's your pet in the world.
I hate to be bringing up Harry Potter again, but I'm gonna bring up Harry Potter again. Oh my goodness, what are those creatures that look like a platypus that steal shiny things? They're so fucking cute.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know well enough to be like it's this.
Oh, a niffler, I think. If that's the name, I would have a niffler, and I don't know what I would call them.
Make up a name. It's your pet.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I would name it like an inanimate object just so I can be like, Pants, stop climbing on the fridge. Pants, leave it alone. Like, something like an inanimate object like Pants or like Socks, get over here.
I love that.
Or like Chancla, get over here.
Chancla, get over here. And come flying at your face. The first thing that I thought of, like the first thing that popped into my head is I really want a tarantula, and I know I'll never have one because David already told me no. But like I heard that tarantulas are like very like they have emotions and they're very like, they kind of like respond to you personally. And in my like fantasy world, I would have a tarantula that would just like follow me around and like jump on my arm and just be like, doo-doo-doo, I'm gonna hang out with you here. I'm gonna like mess with your hair and then like, go on my way. Like not one that would just like be in like a little tank, but like one that would just like, I live with you. I have 8 legs and I live with you, and this is who I am. And if I were to name it, I guess I would name it Sandra Bullock. And
that's so random. Please explain.
there's no explanation other than the fact that I saw the next question that we had that popped up here was, what's your favorite Sandra Bullock movie? And then I just thought, a tarantula named Sandra Bullock would be really funny. So so that being said, do you have a favorite Sandra Bullock movie?
Oh my God, I have 2.
Oh shit, okay.
I really like The Proposal, specifically the scene where she's chanting around the campfire in the woods and to the window, to the walls, she'll sweat up down my balls. And the grandma. And then, oh my goodness, The Heat with Melissa McCarthy. Fuck, they're both so funny together. I love them. But also, like, Miss Congeniality doesn't count because it's already a given because it's a classic, like any of Miss Congeniality. Right. So, like, it's a favorite for everyone. That one doesn't count. Yeah, those 2.
I'm going to take your answer as my answer because I feel bad because, like, I love this question, but, like, I don't have a favorite Sandra Bullock movie. I feel like I'm that person that I'm like, well, Miss Congeniality was very good, but I don't really have another one. I used to love like romantic comedy movies, and I sort of fell out of that. And then recently I've been starting to watch them more, but I don't really have any. I can't say like I enjoyed The Blind Side. Like I enjoyed like all of these other like intense movies because she became such, well, not that she became, but like, Practical Magic. That was Ryan's answer to that. That's so good. And like, exactly, like these are such good movies that you just don't really think of at the time, that you're just like, oh man, Sandra Bullock is a fucking badass. Like, look how many years that she's been in so many movies and done so many amazing things. I have not watched Lucas the Spider videos on YouTube, but I will now, going back to the tarantula question. All right, I'm going to grab something out of the cauldron. Oh, look, we got another question. Oh, hey. Love that. I love that I don't have to reach into my cauldron because I'm like, these are just questions. Who fucking knows? But you guys are asking them, and that's the important part.
This is great.
Would you have a tiger as a pet?
No. I don't think I could afford to care for it the way it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like, I feel like I would love a tiger as a pet, but like, I don't make $100,000 a year to be able to feed one.
Yeah, I don't mean either. I would love, like, if money and resources weren't weren't limited, yeah, I would totally have a tiger as a pet. But like, I can't take care of a tiger, so I don't want to subject it to that. But tigers are cool. So
what if you were like not the Tiger King, but like what's his name, Jeff? That fucking guy. He's the worst guy ever.
I couldn't get through the first episode.
He's the one that was like, oh, I've got like a wife and a girlfriend, but my wife and girlfriend is having a baby, and I have to have a hot girlfriend babysitter to take care of my baby.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that guy. Like, I feel like, okay, that guy, like, he has some money, but like, would you, I don't know, would you be his girlfriend to?
I am too mouthy, and I would probably pop up on him more times than like I could count. No. Yeah.
Not for you. Not for you. That's okay. Not for any of us. All right, I got a question that I pulled out of the cauldron until we get one live from you guys. And we're about an hour into the show, about an hour 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep this rolling since you guys are continuing to ask questions. We'll kind of wrap it up when I see that people aren't asking questions. And that being said, yes, Queen.
Shout out to my boyfriend for me, like on one of our first dates.
And thanks for that. All right, we'll get to this next one. Keep that question up. But I pulled this one out of the cauldron.
Sandlot.
What's the sexiest thing about yourself?
Oh shit! What?
That's right. This is a confidence question, bitch.
Okay, like physically or like emotion, like non-physical.
It doesn't matter. What's the sexiest thing about yourself? It can be physically, it can be emotionally, it can be internally, externally, whatever you want. You don't have to name one thing. You can name several things. And this is for everybody watching us live as well. Drop in the comments, what's the sexiest thing about yourself?
Let's
give yourself some love, give yourself some confidence, put it in there. Tell us what the sexiest thing about yourself is. Let's go.
Physically, my ass. I love it. I work on it. I was also blessed by genes, but like I work hard. And like personality wise, I would say like confidence. The client, because before, like when I first started burlesque, I wasn't the most confident. But now doing it for I think like 6 years, 6 years. I've learned to like sort of grow into myself and like accept myself more and be kind to myself more. And that's not just due to burlesque, that's due to like therapy and like good friends, surrounding yourself with good people. So I think just like the ability to love myself more and just be more confident in my own skin. So
yeah.
I
love that. And I love that like people are actually like sending in some stuff. I love that. And I want to like, say thank you to Ryan, because your eyes and your kindness are the most beautiful things. Carol, the way you handle yourself, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen you be such a fucking beautiful, sexy woman.
Yeah.
Carol, absolutely. Baloo, physically, your smile, personally, your humor. Oh my gosh, I can totally agree with both of those things. You're a very attractive person just in general, but the fact that you understand that your personality is beautiful and sexy, that's hot. Okay, love that. Thank you. Bring that in. Love it. Love it. Diana says that she is She has the ability to set boundaries and still be compassionate bad bitch. That is such a beautiful trait that people don't actually, understand about themselves. Like, to be the person that you are at this age in your life in 2020, let me tell you, that is an incredible thing to know about yourself already. That's beautiful. And that's fucking sexy as fuck. And I agree. Like, your ass is fucking beautiful, and your personality and your, just the way that you love yourself is very important. I know one of the sexiest things about myself is I've heard it, for many, many years, and that's kind of why I use it to my advantage. But I also know that, like, my tits are beautiful. All right. But I also know that, like, one of the things that I think is the most sexy about myself is that I definitely, I love raising other people up, and I love being able to, like, help other people achieve their next level of success and beauty, and also to just realize that not just us on screen, but you guys in the audience are elevating yourselves too. It's so important that every day we look in the mirror and we say to ourselves, like, yes, yesterday was not the best day, or today may not be, or maybe something bad happened, but in the end of the day, you are the person that responds to you the most. And when you respond to yourself, and you respond to yourself with kindness, positivity, and love, you are going to emanate that towards the world. And that's the most important thing that you can always remember about yourself, is that if you love yourself within, you exude that love without, and you will always, always make other people feel as good as you feel within, and that's something that I strive for every single day. It's not fucking easy, but I want to make other people feel as good as I feel. And even if that means that, like, I don't feel fucking good, but I'm going to make you feel good, that makes me feel good. Got it?
Yeah, like lifting people up too, and like making them feel good. Like, you're so good at it. Like, I remember when specifically, I remember the exact instant. It was when we were both part of the other unnamed troupe, and we were rehearsing, and I was having difficulty with one song, and I just remember going through it, like, I was already going through it pretty defeated, just rehearsing, and I remember making eye contact with you, and I just remember you, like, nodding or like giving encouragement, and like that instantly helped a little bit. But it's just like, you as a person, you are so good at lifting each other, like other people up, that it's really like wonderful to be around you.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you. And that's important. I think that lifting other people up is super important. But back to the sexy questions. Honestly, like, normally we do this show for about an hour, but if you're still down with the show, it looks like everybody's kind of still, like, sending questions in, and I'm gonna keep running the show until we kind of, like, slow down. So let's just keep doing this.
Yeah.
All right. So I did get actually 2 questions relating to alcohol, so we're going to answer them both at the same time. Diana asked, "What's your signature drink?" And then Baloo said, "What's your favorite beverages of alcohol?" So I'm going to go ahead and answer that first. So I'll go ahead and let you take a moment. But what's my signature drink? I will have to say, honestly, mimosas are my signature drink. I love fucking champagne and some juice. I could drink champagne and juice all day long. That's my main thing. Love it. I love a good sangria. Anything that's like a little bit of a wine mixture, basically. So I'll say that's my signature drink. And what are my favorite beverages of alcohol? Like I said, mimosas, sangrias. When I'm treating myself, I'll do like a gin and tonic. But I won't do gin because I'm like, ooh, it makes me like, ooh, really excited. So I won't actually ever give myself gin. I don't keep it at the house, and it's one of those things. It's like, this is a treat. So if I really, really want something like special, my favorite brand, it'd be like, okay, I want some gin with a little elderberry and a little bit of, cucumber water, and that is like my tea. So
fancy. I like anything with a vodka base. I feel like vodka is pretty neutral. to mix. I like to do like goose and pineapple or like a goose and cranberry. When I am treating myself, I do like mimosas. Actually, I have kind of been hooked on mimosas ever since we went to that birthday brunch of yours. Forever, it feels like forever ago because time means nothing now. Everything's a blur.
It was forever ago, almost a year ago.
Oh my god! It was. I just remember like sitting across the table with Nikki Fontaine and like cracking SpongeBob references and like laugh crying. Like champagne drunk is like the best bubbly. Like you're just so happy when you're tipsy, but it is one of the worst hangovers I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. That champagne is not always the best, and then you put like some sugary juice on top of it.
Yeah.
So that was let's see, your signature drink. Oh, I love this. Your favorite place for brunch. We just talked about brunch. I love that.
I really liked the April Fresh like Parliament House brunch when I've only been to one, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I go to brunch often, so I would have to say like in first place, Parliament House for the April Fresh brunch, and then whatever that place was that you had your birthday brunch at. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. It was called the Outpost, and unfortunately it is closed now.
Forever?
Yes, it is closed forever. I think that they're moving forward to Maitland. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer that they're not here in College Park anymore because we could walk there even though it wasn't like the easiest walk, but it was a walk there and a very easy lift ride home. But yeah, that place is really good. And then I would say that like my favorite brunch place, I will agree with you. When they do the Parliament House brunch on Sundays, I love it, but they only do it once a month at Parliament House. And it's fun because you get that $20 and you get to see a full drag show. You get, unlimited, you get unlimited food. And then for $30, you get unlimited mimosas. And I did go the last time, which was last Sunday, just to kind of check it out and see how they're doing with the pandemic. And they do like half the audience members. They give you all of the places to like send people tips like via Venmo and stuff, because normally when you go to see a drag show you give them money, but now they're doing like virtual tips and everything. So it's like being there again, but it's different because now you go through the line like a lunch line basically, and you have like a space between you, and then you get your food and everything, and then you go sit at your table and everybody's 6 feet apart, and you're with your own group. And they don't even like, before, remember when we were there the last time, you got to go on stage and like take pictures with everybody. You're not allowed to do that this time. Like you stay on the floor, they stay on the stage. So they're doing a really good job at like having this brunch, but again, it's only like once a month, and you never really know like what the food is because they always kind of change it up. So that is a really, really great place for brunch. And gosh, I feel like now that the pandemic has happened, like we don't really do brunch like we normally used to. But last 2 weeks ago or something, we ended up ordering from Shakers, which is on Edgewater, and they have amazing food there, and they have homemade cookies. And then we just bought champagne and like had mimosas and food from Shakers at home. And of course 7 Bites is one of my other favorite places but you got to be committed to that 7 Bites because you got to get in line and be ready for that whole day. So
I've been wanting to try more food from like Uncommon because like all the posts just look so delicious.
Uncommon is amazing, and obviously I'm going to praise them because it's not only just where I work, but it's my friends that own the business. But we are closed on Sunday and Monday. So if you want to try it, you got to try it during the day, and it's only from 11 to 4 from Tuesday through Saturday. So, once we're back in the full swing of things and the world is back normal, then yes, we'll start, like making brunch, and like that was our biggest business back in the day when we had our actual restaurant way back in the day. Brunch was the biggest business. Everybody loved Uncommon Brunch, but right now it's not the same. We got to wait a little bit until that happens.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead and let's see. We've got one or two more questions. It looks like we might be slowing down a little bit. Oh, you're having a hard time finding where to tip. Thank you, Carrie, for asking that. But if you look right down here at the scrolling ticker, you've got our Cash App, and then you also have our Venmo. If for any reason you're having a hard time tipping between the Venmo and the Cash App, please PM me directly, and I will figure out how we can, figure out how we can do that through PayPal or Facebook. That's another option. Thank you very much for mentioning that. If you're having a hard time finding out how to tip, definitely going to look into that. All right. How long have we been doing cabarets? Oh my gosh. Well, that's a loaded question because I have another one that I think I want to add into that. So Baloo said, how long have you been doing cabaret? And then what's been the most challenging moment while doing burlesque? So we got two questions in one. How long have we been doing cabaret? What's been the most challenging moment while doing burlesque?
I think, if it's like how long have you been doing online cabarets, like this year, but like in general, like since 2015, I guess. I did take a brief break to like finish school, but the desire to perform never left. So I do consider it like me performing since 2015. The hardest part, just the confidence, I guess. Like at first, like I wasn't the most confident performer starting out. So just trying to find that it wasn't any isolated moment that was like difficult. It was mainly just overall like confidence. But once you get it, like it never really leaves you because burlesque is such an encouraging like art form, and the people who do come to see the shows, they're also all encouraging. So yeah, that is my answer.
Let's see. I've been doing burlesque since probably about 6 or 7 years total. But then at some point, like I realized that, like, yes, I love burlesque. I love it. The empowerment of, taking your clothes off for an audience and like showing a story was one thing. But myself as a singer and as an actress, you know, becoming more of a vocalist throughout that years, I would say I have definitely been doing that for about 6 years, confidently. Maybe longer than that, but as far as a cabaret singer, 6 years, I feel comfortable saying this is how long I've been doing professional singing. I've been a professional singer since I was probably 6 years old, and I was just like you, I'm sure. Like, you've been in theater and in classes so long, but like when do you feel confident saying this is how long I have been this professional thing? So I would say like probably about 6 years for me as far as a cabaret artist. And then one of the most challenging moments, doing burlesque was exactly that, deciding for me, when was it okay for me to become like, I'm a burlesque artist and turning into I am a cabaret artist that does burlesque. That sort of like line there between like, here's my side of art and here's what other people think of my side of art. And then here's how like I feel confident deciding this is who I am as an artist, and this is Risa Risque, and I feel this is how I'm gonna tell the world who I am. Whereas I'm not just like I'm just a stage kitten, or I'm just a backstage girl that helps here and there, and that's not a bad thing either. Like, you have to grow from the moment that you start into where you are now. And I'm totally rambling because I've had some drinks. But I think really that really comes I would say like, yeah, probably about 6 or 7 years. And within the last probably 3 to 4 years that I finally felt comfortable just being like, this is who I am. These are the challenges that I've had to overcome. Because a big part of like, you know, especially being a singer that crosses over into burlesque, it's like you try to find so hard where you're just like, oh, this is where I fit in, but then you don't fit in, you know, and like you should do more burlesque, or you should do more this, or you should only do this act. Don't only do this act. And then it's like, but I want to do this act, and I want to do this act, you know. It's a whole, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love Chef Boyardee Bag's question. I also love your username. Don't ever change.
So go ahead and read it. You read it.
It says, what drew you to cabaret / burlesque versus other expressive art forms? At first, I didn't really have like the words for what it was that drew me to burlesque, but I watched this documentary, and it's not on Netflix anymore. It's called Burlesque: Heart of the Glitter Tribe. And there's one quote from there that has stuck with me, and I don't think it'll ever leave. It was referring to burlesque. It said, it celebrates the body in a way that other art forms can't. And I'm like, oh my God, that's really impactful, because when you're performing, you're inviting people to like, you know, like indulge in like your body, because part of it is stripping, but it's also like storytelling. It can be political, it can be funny, it can be like rambunctious, it can be classically sexy. Like it's just so diverse that that's sort of what drew me to it. Like it doesn't have to be a set thing, it doesn't have to be a set mold. Like it can literally be anything.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I am the opposite. Like I'm like a slight exhibitionist, and I'm sure if you've ever watched any of my personal lives before, which you know most people haven't because I don't put them on YouTube and stuff, but I started off as an exotic dancer, and I started off as an actress, you know, as an actress, and that was a singer, and then I became you know, like a live singer, and then for a long time I was a bartender at a strip club, and then I became an exotic dancer. And so through exotic dancing, that's where I sort of found the love for burlesque, because I created this character that was not myself, but that was like a different person, but like an extension of myself. And when I discovered burlesque, it was like, well, this is basically what I want to do. But I was also working at a strip club at the time, so it was just like the strip club gave me an opportunity to perform as a burlesque artist, and at the same time, you know, like express myself differently, and just kind of like create this thing that I wanted to do. So when it came to, you know, burlesque versus other expressive art forms, it was just kind of like a hand in hand thing for me. It was like, well, you know, I already love this side of exhibitionism, and I love creating these characters and telling a story. And then I want to now incorporate music in on top of that. So, you know, it all sort of flowed together in a weird way. But they're all such different art forms that are also beautiful in so many different ways at the same time. And, you know, it's just one of those things that like I don't know if I could love one without loving the other at the same time, even if I wasn't, you know, necessarily great at one or the other. Like it's just such a expressive art form either way. I love this answer this question. What's the worst experience while performing? Oh man, I can tell you. I have a story. I don't know about you.
Oh. You go first.
Okay. So this isn't necessarily my story, so I can't really say, okay, yes, it is my story. But years and years ago, when I was first starting in burlesque, I got hired by a local company that also does performances out in St. Augustine. And I got you know, the first time I got hired, and that this is a lesson to anybody that's going into performing, but the first time I got hired, I signed a contract and the pay was super good. And so it was like, well, obviously I'm going to St. Augustine, so I'm going to get paid more, I'm going to get paid more for the show, I'm going to get paid more for my travel, yada, yada. And I went out there, and the first time was great. The second time, I looked at my contract when I was already in St. Augustine, and I was like, this is like half of what the first time was. Why am I not getting paid the same?
That's weird.
Exactly. And they were like, well, that was just an introduction price.
That's bullshit.
So this time you have to bring in guests and, make sure that you have people coming in to make up the money. And I was just like, well, that's bullshit.
That is.
I was already there. I had a friend that lived in St. Augustine, so it's not like I necessarily had to pay for a place to stay. And so I was just like, this is bullshit, but all right, I'm already here. I'm going to fucking work. And I did my gorilla number, which
I love that number so much.
You guys saw the song too, but like either way. So I literally was like, all right, here I am. And, I do this St. Augustine show. And at the end of the night, like in the middle of my number, I'm doing my number, and then people start to like jump on the stage. And the number is like gorilla, like you've heard my song. And so people, like, I was in my gorilla costume and people were jumping on the stage, and they were like, I'm gonna fight you as the gorilla. And I was like, I'm a lady in a costume. I am not trying to fight anybody. This is my act. The theme was like circus, whatever. So I'm in my gorilla costume, and these people are like jumping on stage and like trying to fight me. And none of the people that worked there or the producers of the show tried to stop any of this.
What the fuck?
So I just stood back and I was just like, I'm not moving. I'm not performing. This is it. I'm done. Like, I'm done with this. And so then, of course, at that point, then the producers jumped in and they were like, hey, you guys need to like settle down. You guys need to like sit down. You guys need to sit down. And I just walked off stage and I took my costume off and I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not stripping out of this outfit, because the idea is like, the stripping gorilla. But I was like, nope, not doing it. I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous. And yeah, that was one of the most ridiculous experiences that I had while performing. And it was really weird because, like, we understand when you're coming to a burlesque show, especially if you're bringing your partner, you feel a little like sexy, right? Or you feel a little bit like, I'm gonna get up on my person. And that happened constantly. Like, I remember looking at the audience and being like, wow, these people they just want to fuck each other. They don't want to actually watch a burlesque show. They're just here to do whatever.
Ugh.
And it was just really, really fucking fucked up. And I remember at that point I left and I was just like, well, the next time they called me, they were like, hey, we want to book you for another show in Orlando, by the way. And at that point, I was like, okay, but are you going to pay me this rate that you paid me the first time? Or are you going to make me pay, like half the ticket sales? Or what are you doing in this? And they never talked to me again.
Oh, wow. You on red. How professional.
So, and they're still functioning in Central Florida today.
I think I know who you're talking about, but obviously I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. Well, again, if you want to know, you can ask me privately, but I'll tell you. Because, again, I don't talk shit live, but either way, that was probably one of my worst experiences.
I don't know that I have a worst experience while performing yet. I mean, there's plenty of time for stories to develop later. But as far as like being in burlesque in general, was just being in the troupe that I was in before Blacklist. Yeah. I'm not going to say the name because I do not want to talk shit, like trash about someone in public, but I just felt like the director didn't really respect the performers. I feel like that director in particular treated the performers like sort of like cash cows. Like they would never pay us anything for like compensation for the time, the costumes, anything, like nothing at all. They wouldn't even direct us while we were in rehearsal. So it's like trying to put in the most bare minimum effort in order to still try to come out with like a great product in the end. And it just felt like since the director wasn't really like didn't really care about us or didn't really like invest in us, I guess, it just kind of felt pointless to be in there. That's actually when my self-esteem was at like an all-time low too. So like that was great. That's a great mix. But yeah, I think the director makes like all the difference. Like being in that troupe versus being in the Blacklist Babes now, like a world of a difference. It's night and day. Like you are such a great director and like you really do care about the performers and it like really shows versus like the other person who didn't. So it's like it just really does make a world difference.
I mean, I'm not also trying to talk shit about anybody, but I will say that like, you know, the reason why Blacklist is Blacklist as it is because we started off and in another burlesque troupe, and that I was, you know, asked to direct. And that's exactly the experience that I had as well. You know, I was asked to cast people and you know, do a whole show, and the producer trashed and shit all over everything that I did, and not only just everything that I did, but every single performer in the group.
Yeah.
And you know, that's you know, and you were one of those people. And when I quit that group and I asked you to come with me, that's exactly why, was because it was unfair to you know, very talented performers to say like, well, this person is trash, because that's not true, you know, and it's not fair, and it's not okay. You know, you don't get, just because you're in the theater and music and, you know, performance community doesn't necessarily mean that you have the right or okay to shit on people.
Yeah. I remember
That's just a side note.
I remember really vividly you like told us that you were stepping away from that previous troupe, and then I remember without hesitation I was like, okay, so where are we going? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be part of this if you're not in it. Like, okay, where are we going?
And where we went was Blacklist, and I appreciate you coming on the ride with us. And speaking of that, the next question we have, which I love, is what's your dream destination for vacation or to live, and both? I love it.
Okay, I don't know if I would live there just because I've never visited, so I feel like I should vacation there first, get a feel for the land before I decide I want to live there. But I've always wanted to go to Ireland.
Ooh.
Really, really bad. It's just so.
Because I know you like redheaded guys. Let's just be real.
I mean, that might be a little bit, but like, I just love how grand and green everything is. There's so much history. There's so like castles and ruins and like there's just I have wanted to go to Ireland so bad, and hopefully I have a trip with my sister planned for 2021 towards like October to go to like Ireland/London. London is the main attraction, but I want to revisit and like really explore all of Ireland. It would be really, really fascinating. I've been wanting to go for years. And then living, I used to, if money weren't an option, and I would pick New York because it's so artsy and there's so much like opportunity for like Broadway and all of that. But I do not have the funds to support myself in New York, so I wouldn't want to be forced to be stuck with a roommate that I do not like. So I'd rather wait until I'm financially able to support myself to go than just like blindly go and try to make it.
Well, you always have Orion's Felt that you can go and live with. If you really want
Oh my gosh. Love you, Orion.
Let's see, dream destination. Okay, so I've been to like a few places that I already love, and like I'm like, these are dream destinations, and I not to be like, I've been to these places and I'm fucking snobby. But I've been to Italy, and like there's so many places that I love it, and there I love Central America. I'm Central American myself. I'm Salvadorian, and the first time I went to Costa Rica, I was like, oh my God, this is my country. Like this is where I'm from, like I felt a very big I felt something really special when I was there.
Yeah.
But I will definitely say that like I would love to go to Greece. Like I'm super into that idea of being like, I want to go to Greece, like there's, just beautiful places out there that I would be super into. Like I think that would be a great place. I was born in Germany, but I don't remember it. So like going to Germany would be super cool. I was a little child when I left, so I don't remember it. So like part of me is like, yeah, I don't love what Germany's been for in the past, but I'll eat some fucking, sausage and drink some beer. That sounds great. I'd love that, and I'd love to go to Greece and the Mediterranean. Yeah, I think that would be really fun.
That's awesome.
If you were stuck on an island, what 5 items would you need to survive?
Oh my god, I would be so fucked. I'm so allergic to seafood that like you can what else am I going to do for food other than fish? Like there's so many coconuts. But SPF, I don't want skin cancer. Uh, um, some sort of like knife, I guess. Roughen so I can I don't know. I haven't really thought about this, but SPF is definitely one of them. Some sort of filter so I can like drink the water that is around. Yeah, filter,
Be right
SPF,
back.
knife. What else? I have 2 items left. I don't know. Something that's entertaining that obviously wouldn't require like internet or a charging station because electricity where. Oh, that's actually a good question. Is the island like deserted or is there like what kind of island are we talking about here? Like a totally deserted island? There's no like abandoned like an abandoned sandals resort because
Yes, an abandoned sandals resort. That's exactly what it is.
gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to think about this. I have like 2 items left. What are your 5?
Let's see. And I will say that like one of the things that I would need is a house that has better plugs than the house that I'm living in right now, because I'm living in an old house from in College Park, and I'm having a hard time plugging my laptop in right now. So probably some plugs, a little bit of Wi-Fi. Um, oh, hmm, I don't know. Like, let's see, five things. Probably a knife, because I would definitely need to like kill something to eat. Let's
Yeah.
be real. Some sort of knife. Let's see. Any sort of weighted blanket to make sure that I can like sleep through the night with like some sort of like heat on me. And then I guess number 5 would be I would need probably a friend. I need a good friend that understands how to survive. Maybe a friend that knows how to survive better than I do. Oof.
Yeah. Any restricted items, I'd say a Wi-Fi tower and a cell phone, so that I can get myself off of the fucking island, and get help. But you know,
Exactly. I love that. Well, I would say that this risque business has gone on a little bit longer than some of the other ones that we've ever had in the past, which is amazing. I'm not mad about it.
Me neither.
You know, it was from nine to 10, and it's been 9 to 11 basically. So I don't know. What do you think, Cherry? Should we stop our show here, or what do you think?
I mean, if there's no more questions rolling in, I think this is a good starting point. And if any other questions do come in, you could save them for the next guest.
I'm very, very proud and very, very. I definitely agree, and I think that I thank everybody so much for just being here tonight. This is probably one of the longest Risa Risques that we've ever had, and I just want to say thank you to every single person that has been watching us from the beginning of the pandemic to now. There's a you got us drunk enough to stay all night. Yes, queen. I love that. And that's exactly right.
Where'd you go? I'm all alone. Is this the end? I'm assuming this is the end. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for coming to all of our shows in person and online. Thank you always for tipping, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Hi. Sorry. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I do want to just point out really, really quick some stuff that we are doing for the rest of the evening. Go ahead, and if you could just pop that up, Levi stretch for the next couple things that we're going to be doing. Awesome. So this coming Saturday, we're going to have another Risque Business at 9 p.m. And then, of course, the Saturday after that at 8 p.m., we'll have the Blacklist Babes Cabaret Top 10 Interactive Cabaret, which is going to be super fun because you guys actually get to vote on what songs that we sing. So we're going to give you tons of ideas, and you get to live vote on what songs that we actually sing, which is super fun. Definitely DM me for merch. Go ahead and throw that picture up there if you can, Levi Stretch. This is going to be our Blacklist Babes Cabaret t-shirt. It's actually not expensive. It's only $20. If you're interested in one, please message the Blacklist Babes Cabaret or Risa Risque, and I will make sure to add you to the pre-order list. Otherwise, you will definitely know that at any point you can order a t-shirt. And if you could bring me back to, yeah, there we go, perfect. So you've got t-shirts available. And then, of course, the masks, which are a Black-owned business. Anything that you, now the t-shirts, of course, are going to be a little more expensive, but if you want any of the masks, you just have to text me, message me on the Risa Risque or Blacklist Babes Cabaret, and I will make sure to put it to the order. But it does support a Black-owned business, Infinite Dreams LLC, if you add them on Instagram. But basically everything that they do, it goes 100% to them. So if you order a mask, 100% to them. Now the t-shirts are a little different because I do have to get those printed, but as far as masks go, everything goes to Infinite Dreams LLC. That being said, that's it. That's our show. Thank you guys so much for joining us for as long as you have. Thank you all. For being here, and I think I've had enough to drink, so good night. Blacklist loves you. Thank you for joining myself and for joining Cherry Poppins. Love you guys.